Hey, what's up, number 2002? Man, we are so grateful and proud of you for confessing your sin the other night and just allowing us into your life, allowing us to be able to see what you're struggling with, man. We are very grateful. Number 2002, you said that you struggle with language, with friends, and with pornography. And so, man, I want to take a few seconds and a few moments and talk about each one of those. Man, one, with language, we'll start there. This may seem a little harsh, but stop. Stop using foul language. Stop talking to people inappropriately. I know it's a temptation, but you need to hear that from an older brother. Stop. Paul tells us in Ephesians chapter 4 that we're to let no unwholesome talk come out of our mouth, but rather, he doesn't just tell us what not to do. He gives us a way to do the right thing, a way to do something that honors God. And specifically with speech, he tells us, instead of letting unwholesome talk come out of our mouths, he says, encourage one another, speak to one another with songs and hymns and spiritual songs. We're to sing this song of redemption, sing the story of Christ, encourage people with what Christ has done for us and what he has done for them as well. So one, with language, man, personally, this is something that I struggled with when I was in middle and high school, and it took me and my best friend on our baseball team to hold each other accountable to not speak inappropriately. To not cuss, to not talk ill of other people, to not gossip, to not slander people, to lie about them. And so two, with language, I want to encourage you, man, get some accountability in your life. Get a brother to help you out with your language, with your tongue. You can come talk with Corey, with Brian, with myself, with Noel about that. We'd love to help you with that. But man, just another scripture passage on language. James, in James chapters 3 and 4, James tells us that the tongue is, it can be wielded to speak life or to bring about death. It is like the tiny rudder that guides this big ship, and it can also set a forest on fire. You wield great power with your words, and so use them to encourage and lift up and to share the gospel of Christ rather than tear down. Secondly, you said you struggle with friends. I'm going on a limb here and say maybe you struggle with hanging around the wrong people or being influenced by the wrong people. Real quick on this, don't want to take too much time on this, but man, yes, you are to have friends who don't know Christ, because how else are we to share the gospel with people and lead people to Christ? But on that same hand, you don't want to be influenced by them. And I'm sure language comes in with that too, and wanting to fit in and wanting to impress other people, but man, you need to be so there's a difference between a thermometer and a thermostat, right? So the thermometer just rises and falls based on what temperature is in the room. A thermostat sets the temperature. And so for you with your friends, man, you need to be a thermostat and not a thermometer. You don't need to respond to what they're doing. You need to set the tone and influence them and not let them influence you. And also, man, maybe you should get some better friends. Maybe that's what it is. And man, if you want to talk with Corey, Brian, or Noel, or me about that, we'd love to talk with you. And lastly, pornography. You are not the only one to struggle with this. I want you to know you're not alone. I want you to know that you're not by yourself. And if you were here with us last night, Brian preached on this, that you're not the only one. It's okay to not be okay. It's just not okay to stay that way. And so a couple of really practical things for looking at porn. Man, you need some accountability in your life. You need some older men, some godly men in your life who are going to ask you hard questions, who are going to set reminders on their phone to talk with you about it weekly. There are different softwares that you need to put on your phone, your tablet, on your computer, whatever device you're able to access it on. Covenant Eyes is one of those, and then X3 Watch is another one. If you want to come talk with Corey, myself, or Brian about that, we would love to talk with you about that. We'd love to walk alongside you as you fight this. We want to fight alongside with you. And then, lastly, man, people are made in God's image, right? People are people. They're not products. And so, man, we want to treat everyone, whether it's with our words or with what we're looking at on a screen, to know that everyone's made in the image of God, and that is someone's child. And ultimately, that's God's child. And so, man, I want to encourage you with that. Number 2002, if you want to talk with us about any of that, man, come grab one of us. We'd love to talk with you. I hope this is helpful, and I hope this encourages you. Number 2002. Have a great one, man.